The engines in trucks have been shrinking dramatically, except for what Daniel has given us, the 2021 Nissan Titan. This is the Platinum Reserve in the Super Black here at Moss Nissan in Newport Richey. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. After 2020, we had the refresh, which included the new front bumpers, more performance updated transmission. Nissan rolls out the Titan with very few changes, if any, for 2021, but they add all the luxury interior for the Platinum Reserve. You're gonna have that bold exterior elements. The big V8 is still here today, and we're gonna go over all the specs and details, starting now. Bold styling, Nissan implements the enlarged grille just to stress how large this vehicle is, with a width at 79.5 inches. Because it's the Platinum Reserve, satin chrome grille with the Nissan badging right in between, Titan on the top, so you can see this vehicle from a rear view perspective and you know this is a bad boy. You're gonna have all LED for your headlamps, your LED signature daylight runnings, and LED high beams with a height at 75.4 inches. Ground clearance is around 9.6 inches with the chrome on the lower bumpers, and you got the tow hooks, front parking sensors, 360-degree around view camera, so it makes it very easy to go in and out of any parking lot. You'll have skid plates in the front. That's going to lower that ground clearance to around 8 to 8.4 inches with the fog lamp assembly as well. And the hood proportions just really sit a good tone to the vehicle, whether you're driving it or just actually looking at it. You don't have anything flaring out. You have the box unique structure, and it's a handsome setup. You do have some broad shoulders that are implementing these 20-inch 6-spoke. It's a two-tone aluminum alloy wheels. The front disc reading at 13.78 inches. They're ventilated. The rear is at 13.59 inches, and it is ventilated. Independent double wishbone front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension with a solid axle. Both the front and the rear will have your stabilizer bar, electronic brake force distribution, body on frame, full length box ladder frame design. That's going to be awesome, especially when you're doing towing and you're doing off-roading, because this is a truck that can do that. The length, 228.1 inches, a wheelbase at 139.8 inches. The Platinum Reserve gets that nice satin look on the lower trim, and I like how it flares out the fenders, just a little bit of a touch to give that luxury, and even the line proportions just really make this vehicle stand out when you're in this tier. I do like the chrome handles, and you got some chrome that's going to be on the side view mirror cap. That I could kind of do without. I wish it was in the super black because it would make it more of a sleek look and a stealth with just a touch of chrome, but I do like the fact that we got the Titan running boards, and because it's the Platinum Reserve, we have all the mud flaps that's Platinum Reserve with the titling there as well. So it just gives a nice aesthetic look, and everything for the proportion wise just really screams that this is a big V8. If you're going to be comparing this to the Ford F-150 V8 5.0 liter, or your Ram Rebel Hemi, or even your GMC Sierra 1500, I do like the side profile of this vehicle. It is very comparable, and it is hard to compete against the Ram Rebel because of some of the things they've implemented in the price structure. However, the Nissan really gives a nice bold structure with your LED tail lamp. Towing up to 9,310 pounds, you're going to get that Platinum Reserve badging and more or less grille in the rear, which makes you really appreciate the luxury that you're getting out of this vehicle, because you're getting it on all four corners, and whenever you pull any which way in any direction you park it, you can tell this is more or less fully spec'd. A max payload at 1,650 pounds. Trailer sway control will help with the towing as well. You do have a spare tire tucked right underneath here, and I like the fact that we have a V8 and we don't have to stress it so much like we do with some of the brands like Ford and whatnot of that. They're not necessarily as eco-friendly, however, you get the power underneath the pedal. You're going to get the chrome exhaust outlet right on the right side, going inside to your tailgate. It's a soft to open with cargo length starting at 67 inches, the depth of 20.8 inches, the width of 63.8 inches, between the wheel wells at 50 inches. We do have the tri-fold cargo cover, but the best part about V8s is hearing that exhaust note. Let's see how it sounds. The Nissan Titan only offers one engine option for power, but this is really the way it should be when you're looking for a full-size truck. Nissan packs it with a 5.6-liter V8, producing 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission, achieving 15 to 21 mpgs at 0 to 60 in the high 5 seconds with the top speed 110 miles per hour. Comparing this to the Ford F-150 V8 5.0 liter, you're going to have more torque in this one. Compared to the Ram 1500 Rebel V8 5.7 liter Hemi, both horsepower and torque more in this one. Compared to the GMC Sierra 1500 5.3 liter V8, both horsepower and torque more in this one. So I'm starting to like the numbers from all the exterior aspects and what I'm looking at. But let me know in the comments what you think of the exterior of this 2021 Nissan Titan Platinum Reserve as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Nissan Titan Platinum Reserve. Easy with the running boards, 41 inches of headroom, 40.4 inches of legroom, premium leather with the Platinum Reserve badging for your seats. They're brown. You're going to have stitch work, 10-way power adjustments for the driver, 4-way for the passenger, heated and cooled. I do like the setup. Everything is very easy and intuitive. You don't really have to do too much. So you're going to have a dual climate control. You're going to have the 9-inch touchscreen with navigation. So we have your pinch, we have the swipe, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, Bluetooth connectivity with the gloss black all around it, and you got the metal look around the air vents. So I do like the setup here. Plenty of charging ports. You're going to get 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt. I like the fact that you got a little storage here and another storage. These storages, by the way, also pick up. So you can pick up the cup holder, and you can pick up the holder here, and you can also reconfigure it back. So very intuitive and easy. The nice thing also, can fit about a 32 ounce. This is a 16.9 ounce water bottle. Platinum Reserve badging right here, opening it up to a lot more storage with a 12 volt with a tray, and you also have area that you can put your cards, anything like that. Elbows, it's going to be soft on both sides. The steering wheel is a leather heated with the wood inlays, multi-function, looking at that 7-inch advanced driver assistance display. Now you can go through an array of things when you toggle through it, so you can see your off-roading, you can see all your gauges, anything of that, and you can also see how fast you're going and turn-by-turn navigation. So I do like the fact that they give you that. You're going to have the upgraded sound system in here through Fender, and just everything displayed. You got the contrast stitching in the brown as well on the dashboard. I like that it's flat. You do sit up pretty high, and you feel tall inside this vehicle. Another nice thing, the panoramic moonroof. Slide once, and it'll open up just for the passenger and driver. Slide again, open up all the way almost to the truck bed. Door panel, you're going to get the one touch up and down for the front windows. They're also dual pane. You'll have storage that is pretty good amount. I mean, you could probably fit a good 7, at least 6 to 7 16.9 ounce water bottles. So that is a good thing. The thing that I kind of am a little displeased is that they put the gear lever here on the stock. I wish they would have maybe integrated something here in the center console, but you know, it's been working for all these years, not a big deal. Let's check out the back seats. For the back seats, I'm at 41.8 inches of headroom, 38.5 inches of legroom. The nice thing, you actually have more headroom back here than up there, which is awesome for somebody tall like me. These seats fold up so the bench is around a 60-40 split, and you can integrate things pretty nicely because it has a shelf. You can also fold the seats down, so you can just put it on the bottom of it that way, so you don't have to unfold that tray in the bottom. You're going to have 2 air vents right here, which are heated seats, plenty of storage ports, a 12 volt, you got a 400 watt, you got 2 USBs, Titan badging with 2 cup holders there. If these cup holders are not being able to be used because someone's sitting here, you can literally fit a 32-ounce Big Gulp without any issue. Storage behind both of the front seats, elbows soft on both sides. There is some hard material on the top, but coming down through it, you're going to be able to fit at least 4 to 5 16.9-ounce water bottles, so it is definitely sufficient. The floor is almost flat, but it isn't. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, headroom is kind of grazing the headliner. Legroom is actually no problems at all. I am blocking the central vents for the rear. However, you can feel the air circulate because this is a pretty big cabin. So I do like that it's still more box shaped, but it has a little bit of aerodynamics, which I'll show you next. And that little bit of aerodynamics is where it rounds off here, but you can see I can move my head freely. So even if you're over 6'3", I would say maybe 6'5", 6'6", you shouldn't have any issues sitting in these seats. Taking the 2021 Nissan Titan Platinum Reserve out, and the first thing that you will notice right off the bat is how enormous the vehicle is. The setup on this vehicle feels like it sets even higher than the numbers actually project. So the width, it feels like I'm running off the road. So it is a pretty substantial width, and interior wise you can feel it too because the seats, it's not necessarily something that's unpleasant or something that's going to be hard to drive or anything like that. The vehicle has 400 horsepower, so I mean, you could do what you need to do, and you're going to learn how to do it pretty quick. As for the length, when you look through the windscreen, you can definitely tell by the hood that it's a long vehicle. So I do like the fact that they're flaring that out too, because if I look in the rear view mirror, it feels like there's no back. That's how close it seems until you turn and then you realize, whoa, this vehicle is long. So just a couple of things to note. But as the sit for it, you just glide over everything, which is something that's going to happen. It will be a little bit more noisy because of the construction, because this is not a unibody, this is a body on frame. And when that happens, you're going to hear some road noise because it's basically 2 different components. But that also is going to help with a little bit of that, you know, bounciness. I mean, with the seat anyways, it should be very comfortable, but you will feel some of the bumps. So that's another thing that will be in this review that you'll probably see depending on the road conditions, but you might see the cameras moving here and there. As for seeing through the windows, you can do that really easy. They are enormous. So if I'm comparing it to the 3 rivals, I would say spot on, you're going to have the same basic visibility. Just the stance on this, I feel a little bit taller than the Ford. I will say I like the GMC Sierra in the rear because you can get storage underneath the floor, and I think that's really cool, which you can open while the car is being moving and you're sitting in the back seat. So that is a pretty nice aspect. 413 pound-feet of torque is what we're going to see, and this is the best torque in class compared to those 3. So giving it some gas, set you back, you're going to hear a throaty exhaust note. That V8, it is lovely. Anytime you get a treat like a V8, you just really need to sit back sometimes and enjoy it. Turn down the sound system and just listen to that soundtrack, because it is something that's going away little by little because of all the EPA and emissions. Now, there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. The 3 things that I like about the vehicle is that it is a body on frame structure. And the reason why I say that is because this is more durable to go off-roading. Yes, I know unibodies is in the new Defender and they do amazing things. However, for the truck, I do like the fact that they still keep that design inside. The second thing that I like about it, the leather seats. These are premium. They are super soft, and even on the door trim, it's a lot softer than you would actually imagine. I get it, it's the premium reserve. However, it's a truck, so it's really unique in that sense because you're not expecting it to be that soft. And the third thing that I like is the panoramic moonroof, because it goes all the way to the back, in which everyone can see, and it just makes it so much more visible, especially if you're going to go sightseeing, you're going to go to the beach, take it off-roading. You know what? You got the capabilities to do it, and you can see it all around you. Three things that I dislike about the vehicle. The interior wood. It's not my preference, and I don't like it on the steering wheel. In some of the areas, I feel it just doesn't really look that luxurious, but that's my personal take. Some people might like it. Long-term wise, I just feel that maybe the color, if it was a different color, it might last a little bit longer. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicles is the air vent area. They do this gloss black, which is great, but in the center, for some reason, they put like a dull or a matte black on the top and the bottom. And I just kind of am baffled, because why would you do that when you did such a great job with this center cluster? Because it really looks nice. The third thing that I dislike about the vehicle is in the back seat, where the storage, I wish it was like the GMC Sierra 1500, that they had it in the ground. The reason why is they're giving you 8 cup holders and 8 bottle holders, which if you're putting 16.9 ounce water bottles like I do, you can even fit more. So storage is immense. I just wish they had underfloor storage as well. We're gonna check that turn radius, trying to do it at a stop point more or less, and it's gonna get about 3 lanes, give or take. 400 horsepower opening up. Set you back. Now, comparing it to the 3 rivals, I will say I prefer this model over the Ford. I do like the V8 5.0 liter. I just feel like the interior on this one seems to be a little bit more luxurious, but again, price point is going to be tough, because this vehicle really touches the price point of basically a TRX. So it's hard to really compare it against a Ram Rebel when it gets to that tier. And then if you are comparing it to the GMC Sierra 1500, I will say I like this one a little bit better, also because the dials and everything seems a little bit more new and upscale. That one I felt needs some updates in the interior, but overall it's definitely a truck to look at and take for long journeys. You're going to enjoy the drive. It is pretty quiet, other than hearing that exhaust note, which filters out some of the wind noise too. So that is another nice attribute that this particular vehicle does. The setup, again, I feel like I'm sitting in like a Mac 10 truck. As for the dynamics, I'm doing it at a low speed. As you can see, it's going to be extremely boaty, but again, this is a body on frame, so that's going to happen. The brakes on the vehicle hold itself really well. If you need it to go, it will go. This same engine is also in the Infinities, so you're looking at a huge savings. Infinity doesn't make a truck, so you would have to go to the SUV, or you'd go to the Nissan Armada, in which, I mean, if you need the truck bed, this is definitely something to look at. We're going to take this back to Moss Nissan, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have trajectory, the 360-degree camera. You got the toe ball line as well, and I do like the fact that you have all these lines to indicate. And even with the gloss black all around it, it doesn't really reflect that much, so it actually makes it pretty easy to see you reversing. You also can see your front and reversing parking sensors in your gauge cluster. I'd like to thank Daniel here at Moss Nissan for giving us this 2021 Nissan Titan Platinum Reserve for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button, check out the details of merchandise and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rock.